Is it on? Is it on? Hello, you've reached fairy godmother.
Reached fairy godmother. Is it on?
How are we doing today, folks? I hope everything is well and all is great. My name's Don Just, and this is my wife. That's when you talk.
Hey, you usually introduce me, and I just say hi. Why you gotta change things?
Go ahead.
Hi.
That's Virginia. And, yeah, this is our little podcast, audio blog, floppa, you know, all that.
Haga.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, wasn't really a very interesting day for me. I didn't work. And didn't do much, just friggin' binge watch stuff. Like
good for you.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. TV is really starting to impress me. The quality of TV shows when it comes to writing, production value, everything is really starting. It's just impressive. Like, you just got stuff that has, like, you know, TV used to be cheap. You know what I mean? And just kind of sitcom-y, and you know, you think about it. You think about like Seinfeld, Friends. I mean, what was, like, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna miss a bunch of things and piss people off by missing them. But I mean, like,
yeah.
You know, you got shows like 24 and like action shows. Like,
Prison Break was really good.
You know, I mean, like, what year, what point did those start to really just be next level? Like, production-wise.
I don't know. I think it just got to a point where everything is about streaming right now. And I think that is the big part of it. So it's almost like it doesn't matter if this is going to be on TV or if we're going to make this into a big budget movie or something like that, because eventually it's just going to end up on Netflix or Hulu, and it's just going to be just streaming. It's not going to, you know, in the long run, it's just, that's how probably 75% of the people that watch it are going to see it. So if you can take a TV show that costs way less to make than does a big budget movie, it's like, why would you not put a little more effort into that and then sell it off to somebody who's going to stream it, like, you know, like Netflix or something like that, and just deal with it that way? I mean, you know how much it costs to get a movie to be in production and everything like that, and get it into a theater, and movie tickets cost an arm and a leg. Nobody goes, what was the last time we went to the movies? I mean, think about that, you know? So, I mean,
yeah, everybody's complaining a lot right now about that type of stuff. I've been hearing a lot of it. But it's just interesting because it's like, you know, like, I don't want to, people, you know, I'm not a teenage girl. I understand it's not popular.
You're not?
No. Is that disappointing me? Our marriage is over here. Oh, God. But I don't know, like, you know, I didn't mind the Twilight movies. I was a fan. You know, because I was also somebody who knew the books and realized that it was, you know, it just kind of got thrown into the teen universe. You know, it was topics that were a little more mature, I think, or, you know, ideas, but
definitely
they got depicted differently. But, so everybody's like, oh, you watch Vampire Diaries, and I was like, no, I'm not going to watch something that's just copying what I just saw. Like, no, screw that. Vampire Diaries is pretty awesome, so that's what I've been binge watching lately. So yeah, I gotta say, it impressed the crap out of me, and I didn't expect it to be so adult. You know, it's on you know, Family Net. I mean, it says it in the name. Oh, the Family Network, I think, anyway.
Does that come on the CW?
CW,
that
yeah.
Random channel.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, it's just one of those things that you know, I didn't expect it to be. Number one, I didn't expect the writing to be good, and then the only reason I gave it a shot is because Kevin Williamson writes it.
I told you he wrote it.
Yeah, and Kevin Williamson, I love him because of the original Scream movies, and you know, not the show so much. The show's not bad, but you know, Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you know,
which would be all the movies.
Yeah, essentially. But I mean, that's. You know, that's, yeah, he was like the man then. I mean, he I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream.
Did he do Dawson's Creek too?
Yeah, I think he did. Well, at least he understood.
So he knows about the whole teenage
drama
aspect, yeah.
But
he's probably like 80, isn't he?
80? No, I don't think so.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I didn't expect it to be so entertaining. I didn't expect it to be so kind of bloody. I mean, the blood and all that, and the deaths and all, it's good stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, just between that and I mean, you got like Person of Interest, and you got Blacklist, and I mean, you got all these shows that are actually pretty high quality TV. I got to give it to them. They're impressing me. It's funny. I've been watching TV shows so much that I've been craving good movies, because it's nice to watch something and have it, a premise begin and end in that hour and a half, 2 hours. But yeah, I gotta say, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of movies that I've been watching lately that are either I even want to see, or when I finally watch them, I'm very impressed with. And
when was the last time we saw a good movie?
Oh man, it's been a while. Like I said, that Moonlight.
Oh God, we watched a Transport movie last night. The other night, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. If you're somebody like me and you watch a lot of older kung fu movies and even some of the newer stuff that's made overseas, like everything up to where Jackie Chan and all that, and Tony Jaa, The Protector and all, you do, even Ip Man, you watch another level of fighting. So when you watch Americanized, I don't even want to be that mean and say it's just the way it's filmed, I'm sure, because I've seen really good fight scenes in American movies. Just not these, where it's just so... It looks like it's in slow motion. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't like the slow motion.
And it's just you got these crazy in shape people that look like they're all probably stuntmen. And they're fighting each other, and number one, you cut every 2 seconds so that it's like two punches a shot.
It's like a flip book.
Yeah. And not only that, but it's it looks like they're swinging hard and then pulling their shots, so when they hit, there's no impact. When I watched that movie...
This is for insurance reasons, sweetie. Come on.
Well, then don't... I don't know.
I'm
Well,
just
then don't make it. Don't even bother. You watch the movie The Protector, and I'm not sure how Tony Jaa's still alive, and the people that he fights, because it really looks like he's breaking everybody's arms, and somebody kicks him in the face, and you see his head fly back, and hair, and it's just if they're... You can make some contact. You're getting paid enough money. Take a shot in the chest so it looks a little realer. It's... whatever.
I really think it is just a safety thing, especially, I'm sure, in light of the whole freaking NFL stuff and whatever they call that thing your brain gets. I just don't care enough, because to me, people that are making that decision do that to themselves. It's not like they're being forced to. But I have a feeling that whole safety aspect is becoming into a lot of different things.
I think that's spreading over?
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not, because I actually heard, was it yesterday or something, a lot of all the WWE fighters are trying to sue, but the thing about them is that they're considered independent contractors. They're not technically employed by WWE, so they're trying to find they're trying to find a way to sue them. Most likely, but they can't, because technically they're independent contractors in terms of how the NFL actually employs all the players, but the wrestling people they don't. They technically, oh, we like you, you're working for us, but you're not. Oh, okay.
Oh, so that'd be if a dude redoing a hardwood floors, if I was them and then I called them and I'm I'm going to sue you because I was on my knees for too long, and I got arthritis or something. It's just no, dude, that's your thing,
No, you were hired to do this. You knew the consequences, so boom. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that, CTE, that's what it is. It just hit me. It's the brain, the brain issues that everybody's having. It's they're just... The problem is that they're bringing it up. It's this person has it. A lot of people could have it just because, they know what they're doing to themselves. No offense, but you're pretty friggin' dumb if you don't realize that wrestling or football is going to damage your brain because you're getting hit that many times. Come on. It's
not only that, but
somebody's forcing you to do it. When you're growing up, you're going to get beat up doing this. You know what it's all about. I just don't understand.
I guess boxers are ahead of the game. That's why they retire at 30.
Yeah, because you know why? They know if they keep doing it, that
they're gonna end up
they could end up like that.
Something
so see, that's my point. Is that they know that they could end up broken and beat up and going crazy or whatever that the CTE might do to them. But point being is that they understand that, and they're like, oh, you know what? I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm gonna retire. I'm just gonna, so hopefully I'm okay. But that's what they wanted to do. So it's kind of you want to stop people from doing what they want to do if they have the opportunity, if they have the their dream is to go to the NFL and get drafted. Do you really want to stop them from doing that? It's you might get a brain disease someday. But it's but if they're okay, I might get that someday. To them, it's worth it to be able to, life is only so long. Life's only so long to be able to play the NFL. How many people every year get drafted into the NFL? In comparison to how many people are in the United States, or how many people even want to. If they're able to do that, live that dream, even if they don't play for that long, come on, you can't. I don't know. I just get kind of annoyed that they feel like they gotta throw this in everybody's face. That's what makes me mad. If you want to bring it up as a logical topic, go ahead, but don't throw it in everybody's face like, oh, I'm right and you have to listen to us because now we're going to change everything, and that just makes me angry.
Well, my question too is the percentage. You know, like you seems like you got a lot of these people coming forward that are like kind of, no offense, but they're star players. Like you know who they are. You know, it's like, but then you got, what is it? So usually on average from 3 to 6 guys on each side of football. I'm saying that huddle down and literally smash their heads into each other every time the quarterback says hike. Like, how many of them are claiming this? Like, what's the percentage of athletes that have a full career? And I mean, a full career in the NFL is not like Peyton Manning or, half those guys that play forever.
Quarterbacks are going to last a lot longer for the most part, yeah.
But anybody in general, like, what was this freaking, I can't think of any names because I'm being dumb right now, but, okay. Like, there's just so many people that, running backs, they play forever. That's not the average, life of even good athlete or NFL person, like anybody.
Yeah, basketball players, a lot of them play into their 40s, so that's, yeah.
So it's like, what's the percentage of the people complaining versus the percentage of people that have had successful careers and are now retired and or still playing and are fine? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you got to look at the numbers, and it's not something that I've researched a lot, but I don't know. It just seems like one of those things where it's. I mean, there's got to be something in a contract that says when you do this, like, this could happen. And, I mean, it's almost like signing a waiver. Like, I mean, isn't there some waiver that says, the pool, there's no lifeguard. It says swim at your own risk. So if me and you jump in the pool tomorrow and you drown, I can't go to my landlord and sue him because, there was a sign there that said, hey, if you jump in this pool and you die, it's your fault. I'm not accountable. But, that's the world we live in. Everybody's accountable except the people that things happen to.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean...
Actually, that's a really good transition. Ironically, the topic that we originally wanted to talk about was dumb people. Sorry, you know what I mean? People die. That sucks. I don't want to insult anyone's loved one.
People die.
But this Pokemon thing is ridiculous. It's a very interesting idea that I think, I don't know, actually. I was going to say, I think it's something that's going to have a lot of spin-offs and it's going to be crazy. But I don't know now because of all the ridiculous stuff that's happening with all this Pokemon stuff, all these people. So what we did was we looked up a list. There's already 13. And it's only been out for,
this is just a compiled list. I mean, this isn't like a definitive list. I just happened to run across this and thought it was really funny.
Alright, so why don't you introduce it? It's on what.com?
It's online. I found it. Yeah, these are just 13 of the ridiculous news stories that have come out recently. Because I mean, technically, this game's only been out here for 2 weeks, and there's been so much ridiculous stuff. The things people are doing are so ridiculous, and it's just getting to a point where who knows what's gonna keep happening. But it's just... Which
I'll say right before this list happens, if I feel like I'm wrong at the end, I will eat my words. I have no issue, no problem whatsoever, ever saying that I was wrong or that I said something wrong or I was misinformed. But I'm going to say right now that all this proves is that we have way too many stupid people that just, I don't know, just too many dumb people in the world.
Yeah, I'd be lying if this game didn't seem like it sounded fun. I tried to download it on my phone, but my phone has absolutely no storage, so I was not able to get it to work. Because I would just be curious just for, like, oh, I'm in a place, just, But there are people that are, like, devoting their lives to this. I think that actually might have been one of the people on here. But anyway, I'm going to start from the beginning of this list just so not to get confused.
So what's number 12 or 10 or whatever order it goes in?
They're not really in a order from worst to best. They're just it's just kind of a list.
Okay.
Let's see, the first one I came across was this person, a player who was determined to get a Pokemon he thought was stuck in a tree at a New Jersey cemetery, ended up getting themselves just stuck up in the tree in the cemetery in New Jersey. And the fire department had to come and get them out of the tree because they got that stuck. So
I mean, that's just a stupid person, so I'm not gonna take my words back on that one. I'm just laughing at the fire department because I mean they're used to going, rescuing cats, not. Did he catch the Pokemon?
It doesn't say, but
Because if it said it did, then everybody would be like, "Oh, it doesn't matter if we have to call the fire department. Get up that tree."
yeah, I know. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna get it. Let's see, what else do we have? This week, a distracted driver in Baltimore was caught on video swerving, and then he crashed right into a parked police car. Let's see, it says, in the video, which was recorded by the officer's body camera, the driver could be seen stepping out of the car to show the police that he was playing the game on his cell phone.
I thought you didn't believe in karma. You can't tell me that there's some versions of instant karma out there.
I don't know. But I just can't believe that not only did this person crash into the cop car, but
They
came
didn't
out
try
of
to
there.
come up with a story?
They didn't try to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, something."
A cat.
I got distracted. I was a spider on my leg. Anything. They came out of the car waving the phone, going, "I'm sorry, I was trying to catch a Pokemon." I mean, I feel like you even try to make something up. You never know.
Yeah, really.
Just try. You know what I mean?
Chimpanzee was stuck to my face. Something, anything. I sneezed and knocked myself out on the horn. I don't know.
There's quite a few ridiculous ones. We got people just can't. I guess all of a sudden a Pokemon spawned in the middle of Central Park and everybody just stopped their cars and were trying to run out and grab it. Which is just ridiculous. They're showing a picture of just like everybody with their doors open. So it's like, how many of these people were playing this game?
Well, I was gonna say,
while
yeah.
they were driving. Is the problem I have with this. I mean, even if they have their
Does that
phone,
count as texting?
well, I mean, they could have their phone up on the dashboard, up on their little holder, and just let it be, because technically the way the game works is you're walking around and you're seeing the environment around you, but the Pokemon are there. But at the same time, how distracted are you if you're staring at that the whole time instead of the road? So I don't.
And just to double check, you don't get anything, right? I mean, it's just a social media. I mean, not social media, but like just a.
No, it's just a Pokemon game. You got to catch them all. Gotta catch them all. So I really liked it back in the day. I still have a lot of them on the.
No, it's fine. You know what? I'm not. I don't have any issue with that itself. It's just more. It's just like. People are just. You know what? Maybe this is like I said, maybe there's a plan in store here for trying to reduce the population. Maybe somebody was like, this is a good way to do it. They'll wean themselves
Survival
out.
of the fittest. Yeah, get rid of all these weaklings. Let's see what other ridiculousness we got. Let's see. A journalist in New York saw a man tell his girlfriend to, quote, hold the train so he could finish catching a Pokemon. And, she got annoyed and just left without him. Apparently, he assumed that she was going to just try to find a way to stop the train so he could get on it in time while he was trying to catch his Pokemon. I don't know what kind of world these people think they live in, but you can't just hold up the entire world for you because you've...
Now you can jam up the traffic in New York around Central Park, which is probably already terrible.
Oh, of course it is.
No, let's all catch this Pokemon. It's gonna be the new thing that replaces people slowing down to see accidents or people pulled over.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, this is pretty ridiculous. This is just a matter of I'm just a loser and I just want to do whatever I want with my life. This guy in New Zealand actually quit his job so he could play this game full time.
Oh, haven't you heard you can make tons of money? Oh, wait. No.
Apparently the guy works as a bartender and he wanted to become a full-time Pokemon hunter. So he just quit his job and he's just been going around trying to catch all the Pokemon.
Oh, I mean, like having a 5-year plan. Yeah, if you got... Yeah, I mean, you gotta have financial freedom to do that, though.
He was a bartender, I believe it said, though. A barista bartender at a seaside restaurant. So, I mean,
you might have a couple of bucks stored away.
You might do well, but I mean, do you really quit your job, or could you just be like...
Cut back first, yeah.
Cut back a little bit, and then be like, alright, do you care if I take a couple weeks off? Because, I mean, I don't think you should just up and quit.
Not to mention, you do realize that since this only came out like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, in 2 months or 3 months...
2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. No, in 2 months or 3 months, if stuff like this keeps happening, they might change things or ban it in a lot of areas, or people just might not think it's as great as they do. You know what I mean? So you quit your job for something that, I don't know, it's just be like if I quit my job because I was trying to collect all my pogs. That's a throwback to people our age and younger, yeah. But I mean, you gotta be worried about that. But I mean, I've heard, a woman stepped in front of into traffic, a kid ran off a cliff. I mean, I've heard so many.
I think we'll get to the cliff is next, because you know why we heard about that one? Because that actually happened in our neck of the woods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 men climbed a fence near the edge of one of those crazy ocean bluffs. Just the piles of rocks that just tumble right down.
Like if you looked at it from another view, you'd be like, "Oh, that's the worst place to fall."
Yeah, because that's gonna hurt. But yeah, they climbed the fence and they just fell right off. And just... let's see. Yeah, one guy fell 50 feet, one fell 90. They actually both lived, though, if you can believe that.
Seriously?
They went to the hospital with moderate injuries. I think it's pretty ridiculous. I assume they must have hit the water a lot sooner than it seemed, because I don't know how that would have killed you.
I mean, I don't want anybody to die, but that is not good, because they're not going to hesitate to do something even crazier to catch a Pokemon next time, because they're going to think that there's some immortal Pokemon catcher. They're like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. It's like, oh, I'm the guy that fell 90 feet and lived for my Pokemon.
I don't know. Yeah, some of these are pretty stupid. I'm in New York working towards... Allure, which is pretty much, I guess, where you go to get the, I don't know the exact, terms of the game, but he was in New York and he just fell into a pond. And then he wrote, apparently he was live streaming it, and he just, was just doing the whole thing, so he's just doing this whole thing and just falls right into a pond. It's just kind of like...
Oh, that's good. I like that one.
Yeah, I know, that's pretty ridiculous. But this one has got to be, in terms of, I know we're very desensitized nowadays, and, life and death, it's all just part of every day. But I guess these people were at a funeral, and a Squirtle just showed up at the funeral, and the picture went viral just online everywhere of just a Squirtle chilling on top of the coffin. I'm sure if you type it into Google or whatever, you can find it. But there's the screenshot the person took. And the Squirtle is just standing on top of the coffin. The point being is that why is anybody playing this at a funeral to begin with? But it's just, it's not the game's fault. It's the fact that anybody took this out during the funeral is just a horrible person.
I guess when you're at a funeral, you got those people that actually were close to you, and then you got those people that are either their kids or in-laws or whatever. There's those select few people that look at your funeral like going to church, I guess. Why wouldn't you be on your phone trying to catch Pokemon? But yeah, that's the main point that I'm making, is that I don't think any of this is the game's fault so far. Like, none of the stories that I've heard. I just can't help but think that, like I said, if you're stepping in front of a bus to catch a Pokemon or running off a cliff, there's probably other areas in your life that you're not exactly where you need to be. I don't know. I've seen a lot of the people that I work with, are running around the restaurant half the time looking for them and everything. That's funny and amusing, you know what I mean? But, none of them have, been like, oh, God, and, put their head into the deep fryer, or just, I don't know.
Yeah, but would you go to the hospital if you got stabbed, or would you keep playing? Because there was a 21-year-old in Oregon who kept playing after he got stabbed by a guy. Apparently, he saw another guy walking around and asked him if he was playing, and the guy just went, what? And he just came at him with the knife.
He ran into Crazy Jay, the homeless guy that stabs people.
Yeah,
and then kept playing?
So.
Well,
he kept playing. He wouldn't go to the hospital right away. He had to keep playing.
Well, I guess that's survival of the fittest in the fittest way.
I guess so, but I mean, if you get stabbed, you really want to just... You can't just...
I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It just...
Yeah. But, I don't know. This is pretty ridiculous, too. There was a picture online of a man trying to catch one while his wife was in labor. Yeah, you can see that right there. Yeah, there's the picture of the woman having the baby, and he's actually trying to catch the Pidgey, which is one of the bird Pokemon, as his wife's in labor with his kid.
Oh, I so wish it flew out of her snatch. That would have been hysterical. Here's your baby snitch or whatever.
Alright, can you imagine if it just came out that way for some reason?
Like your Pokemon catching video doubles as a video you watch. Oh, here's your birth. No, don't worry about that cartoon thing that faded a long time ago. But here's your birth.
And apparently, to wrap up the ridiculous list, I guess if you take like a microwave type turntable and put your phone on it and spin it around, it can make, you can hatch your eggs, because I guess you got to keep kind of walking around, moving around in order to get, kind of to get things going. So people are finding a way to cheat it. So they're taking just like a, I think just kind of spinning it around something to get that motion, spin it around so they can, get on with it, have the eggs hatch so they get their Pokemon, whatnot. Apparently, somebody didn't get the hint that they shouldn't actually microwave their phone, as in put it in the microwave and hit the buttons to make it spin.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't quite understand that. It just meant microwave style spinning. And this person definitely microwaved their phone.
It doesn't even spin that fast.
I know, but it's just enough motion, I guess, to, to get things going in the game. So the game thinks you're moving. I think it's just the big key there.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah,
why don't you strap it to your cat?
Oh, that's actually really funny.
Strap it to your cat and drop some catnip down. That ain't a bad idea.
Phone on cat. Actually, that might not be a bad idea, but yeah, I found that article and I thought it was pretty ridiculous, just because I was just like, I had heard of things, but that caught my eye earlier, and I found it to be very amusing, because I don't know, like I said, I think the game is interesting. When you boot it up, one of the first things it says to always be careful of and watch your surroundings. It's like one of the first things it says when you boot up the app. But I guess that's their way of not getting sued by all of these people.
No, good, you know what? And I hope that they never do, because I'm so sick of human stupidity winning out over
Nintendo.
Over
Nintendo
companies
rules.
that just... I mean, nobody... there's... Corporations are evil, all that good stuff. I don't necessarily disagree or agree with that 100%. But, I mean, there's nobody that... all these people that probably put in a lot of hard work to make this game work and all that stuff. I mean, you just got so many people out there that I'm sure had no plans of... I mean, they might have laughed in their heads thinking, hey, you know what? Some idiot's going to do this someday. But...
I bet you they didn't imagine how many idiots there were going to be.
But even then, yeah, I'm sure that they weren't purposely looking forward to that. You know what I mean? I don't know, whatever. Just... It's all about intent, Intent is like a big part of crimes. And it's just no, the intent was noble and just making another game and making another paycheck and yada yada yada.
Hey, Pokemon's been around for a while. It's got quite a following. Nintendo's great. I mean, they knew what they were doing. This is a great idea for a game.
Yeah.
It gets people out in the world. I've heard stories of people getting better businesses in their small, more business in their small local businesses, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a gym here, so we can train. It's just like, but then people are going in there and going, hey, let me grab some Evo here, it's...
Yeah.
I've heard stories about that, I've heard stories about people going to church because they can catch a Jigglypuff, or, no, seriously, there's Pokemon in the gym, but come on in because, it's church, we want to help you, I mean, just, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with getting people more fat. We're all too fat anyway, so anything to get people out there.
That's
and
right.
doing
Apparently,
something.
somebody's actually caught them all. The guy I was I just browsed the story real quick, but I guess the guy, I assume he doesn't have a job, but
That bartender's crushed.
I know, right? I guess he's been going around, just went around, just walked around everywhere, every day, miles and miles and miles, doing this, that. But you know what? It got him out and it got him in shape. Not saying he couldn't have found other constructive things to do, but at least he's probably physically in good shape.
Yeah.
You know. So I can't blame that.
Nah, it's still like I said. It's just people are just so dumb. You know what I mean? The more of these that we do, and if we actually get people to pay attention and don't care, the more uncensored I'll be. But I'm trying to start kind of nice. But yeah, man, I hate people for the most part when it comes to just how stupid and just the dumb things that they can do. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm curious what the death toll will be come the end of the month for this game, honestly.
And it's just crazy too because it's not over. Like even if this it's 2 weeks in, and I'm sure even if it only had mild success, I'm sure that there's 18 people with games similar to this that are like ready to go. So I mean, we're all they're all probably going to come out. I mean, I have no idea what, but everybody will make everything something that can be done this way someday. Probably really soon. Even if it's a fad, a bunch more are ready to go. So we're going to have just as many people that are just like, oh, that's a cool idea, but, screw Pokemon. Pokemon's stupid. Yeah, well, no, Battlestar Galactica, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to think of a goofy excuse.
But at the same time, you know what's great? This game has not even been released in every country yet. I think that's the even better part of it yet. Whenever you hear about stories, they're always from ridiculous random countries, because I guess people are just more bored in those countries. But
no, it's all us being stupid right now.
Yeah, so I can't wait to hear the stories that are coming out of Japan, because I've heard it, I don't know if it was today, or, oddly enough, it's from Nintendo, but it wasn't released in Japan right away. So, sometime this week it's supposed to be out.
Well, you know me, aside from binge-watching friggin' shows, sometimes I get stuck in the YouTube loop, I call it. Or I don't call it that, I think I heard that somewhere before. So, I'm sure that's one of those things that somebody said once. And
yeah, probably.
The YouTube loop where you start by checking out, one thing, and it just, spirals. And for me, it's there's a lot of top 10 lists, and it'll just be things that sound interesting, So it's top 10 actors who were difficult to work with, top 10 this, top 10 that. I recently clicked on one just because I had to. It was top 10 deaths related to video games. And, this was posted a little while ago, so it had nothing to do with the Pokemon stuff.
Warcraft?
Yeah, quite a few. Farmville, Warcraft, EverQuest, which if you play World of Warcraft, you'll probably be like, oh, those fags. It's yeah, look at the mirror, dude. And I mean, the person that did it was the voiceover was so nice and trying to be sympathetic, and I understand that, like you said, I mean, it's part of everything, being desensitized and all that stuff, but it was just I didn't feel bad for any of them.
And I didn't know when to stop. I mean, I love playing games. There's been quite a few times where I was hungry and waited because I wanted to play a game, but that's about the extent I've gone.
52 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
I can't even stay awake for that long.
52 hours. And he friggin' died of exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody else, they did something with Farmville, and it got disrupted, and they bumped into something stupid, and they got stabbed because they were on Farmville, and the person next to them didn't want to have it. Probably some New York thing. Central Park, maybe.
Yeah, really.
It's just every single one that I heard, there was no part of me that ever went, oh man, that poor soul. It's just no, I'm sorry, it sucks. I don't want anybody to die because dying sucks, because we have no idea. It's probably the thing in life that's the most, it's guaranteed, and we know the littlest about it. So it sucks, it's scary and everything, but I mean, my God, some people are just asking for it. It seems that way, anyway. Just with the way that they disregard life, and you just if you spend a certain amount of time doing something and not doing the things that even zombies know to do, Like, eat. What do you expect to happen?
Oh, I know, right?
It's just, I don't know. These people they make me laugh, in the same way that, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. You can't not laugh at funny deaths, I guess, especially if it seems like they did it to themselves. So yeah, that seems like a good place to end, making me sound like I have no sympathy for anybody. I have the utmost sympathy for everybody, but man, sometimes you just gotta look at life and you gotta laugh because without a sense of humor, I think we all go crazy. And when somebody dies stupid, it's just, it's a chance to look at something that we all hate with a little bit, of a lighter heart, which makes it a little easier to take. The fact that it does happen, It's way better than all the news stories where it's like, oh, this father of 6 and the greatest person you ever met got, a helicopter went down in Iraq or Syria or wherever the hell we have helicopters everywhere. It's like I'd rather hear about somebody that friggin' ran off a cliff because they were trying to catch a chipiki or something,
Pikachu.
I don't know. Yeah, any of them. But anyway, so this is our podcast. We have other things on our YouTube page, ridiculous videos. Yeah, please subscribe. Our goal is to have enough subscribers to where we can do stuff like this more often, get better production value, and put some more of our ideas out, as things come. So
good stuff.
Please subscribe and please listen all you can. I'm not asking you to buy anything yet, but or probably ever, because I don't put that much value on myself. But so hopefully you liked, and feel free to leave comments. I check comments as often as possible, even if you're telling me I'm a fucking idiot. Feel free, because I would enjoy the intellectual conversation of telling you why I don't completely agree with you that I'm a fucking idiot. Or that I'm worthless or anything. So for now, that's it for this period.
Yep.
We will talk to you soon, and take care of yourselves. It can be rough out there. Don't run off any cliffs or into oncoming buses or trains.
Just take your face out of your phone. That's all you gotta do.
And definitely don't try to catch one when you're in the middle of sex with any of your partners. Haven't heard that story yet, but I'm sure it's happened and people are too embarrassed to talk about it. Pikachu. Talk to you later. Bye.